Pretty impressive weekend. You must be really pleased with what you did last weekend.
Yeah, it was a good effort. We knew going into last week how challenging the week was going to be. We have tremendous respect for Syracuse and Utica, how good they are, well coached they are, difficult they are to play against. So, we didn't play very good on Wednesday. We found a way to get a point. Thought we were much better in Syracuse in the first 40 minutes. Weren't very good in the third. Held on, got it to overtime, found a way to win in overtime, which was great. And then I thought we were real strong defensively throughout the game in Utica. It took a while for our offense to kick in that night, and that's credit. Utica's a good defensive team. But I thought defensively for our third game of the weekend, especially when it was only their second, I thought our defensive effort was really strong. Allowed us some time to get our offense going, and obviously the offense started connecting a little bit more in the third period, which was great to see.
You're missing your guys like Byro and Pilot and Weisbach and Kozak, and so talk about the guys that really don't get a whole lot of playing time in the job that they did.
Test the whole season is tested at the depth. With you don't have Sheehan and Bjork and Hinostroza and guys like that. Clegg's been gone all year. Pekka Luukkonen's been gone all year. So the depth of the organization gets tested, and that's a real credit to our scouts and to Jason Karmanos, the job that they do putting the depth of the roster together. We wouldn't be where we are right now without Mason Jobst having the season he is, without Mitch Elliott and Peter Tischke. Without Brendan Warren and Koen Olszewski and the minutes, quality minutes that those guys played over a lot of the season, but certainly more recently. Olszewski and Warren, those guys played huge defensive minutes for us, penalty kill, can step in, play center, play wing. It's just extremely valuable to have guys like that in your organization.
You come down to the last weekend of the season. Belleville, they've got quite a few player changes. What do you expect to see out of them?
Belleville's tremendously demanding to play against, and them and Cleveland are both fighting for their lives, right, to try to get in. Belleville got some guys back from the NHL, so their lineup is looking a lot better right now, and then certainly Cleveland and Laval got a lot back from the NHL teams that are out of the races, right? So. That's the way it works in the American League. Cleveland and Laval, might have some of the better lineups in the league right now. We know how good Belleville is. We know how demanding they are to play against. We have a tremendous amount of respect for the physicality that they bring to the game, the skill that they have in their lineup. So it's going to be a really tough challenge on Friday.
The team like a 24-hour flu or whatever you want to call it. Is it still there? Or you think it's over now?
A few guys are under the weather still. Hopefully it stops passing. It's just when you're in games or on the bus and things like that, it's obviously easier to spread. Now you get back home. We don't play Wednesday. Some of the guys weren't here that are sick. So hopefully we can kind of stop that and stop it from spreading any further.
Is the goal this week to keep that second place spot in the North Division?
Not worried about the standings. Really, we haven't talked about it. That's not media speak. Legitimately have not talked to our team about the standings one time. Didn't talk about clinching the playoffs, and didn't talk today about trying to stay in second. Our goal today was to get better. There's a couple areas of our game that we targeted that maybe we've been great at for the last 6 to 8 weeks that I didn't think we were as good at last week in the 3 games. We targeted an offensive area today to get better, and we're going to target a defensive area as the week goes on. So our goal today, Wednesday, Thursday is to get better and just worry about Friday.
Come on, Bill.
Excuse me. Hi, Seth. Just talking to Isaac the other day, he said he's more comfortable with his skill. I guess, what do you think he means by that? What have you seen in that, I guess, more comfortable with his skill?
think he's more comfortable. I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but
Right.
what I anticipate is that he's more comfortable with the pace and the physicality of the game now. He's attacking those areas more, so therefore he has the puck more, and then his natural skill starts to shine. But I also think he's worked really hard. It's funny, we had a bunch of our player development staff here today, and they were talking about just how well Roseanne and Kulik are handling the puck and how shooting the puck and how much better they are than at the beginning of the year. And those guys work, man. Like they work in practice. They're coachable on video. They put time in the shooting room. So I think that Isak has embraced the lack of time and space in North America. Instead of looking for easier ice where you have it, but it doesn't matter, he's attacking more on the hard ice. And the more that he does that, the more comfortable he gets with his skill in those areas.
How much does it help? It seems, talking to him, it seems like he gets the process that he's a rookie in North America and he needs to put the time in and pay his dues, and it's going to take time. How much does it help that from my perspective at least, he seems to embrace that process?
Yeah, it's huge. I think we're fortunate as well that, we have a background in player development. And I think he buys into the things that we've been talking to him about, that if he does these things, he's going to get to where he wants to get to. I think it helps the buy-in that guys like Quinn and Peterka and Krebs and Samuelson and Pekalukin and Fitzgerald and so many guys have come through here and found success and got to where they want to go. So he is the key, and I talked to them about this day one, all the rookies, is be motivated by where you want to go, but live where you are today. And you have to live mentally in the American League and in the process and the grind and how hard it is to get better every day. And if you can be motivated by your dreams, but live in your present with his skill set, you've got a real high chance for success. Some guys mentally live where their dreams are, and that sometimes prevents the actions necessary to chase them, or sometimes clouds their perception of where they are, and it becomes, well, how come I'm stuck here versus this is great here, and this is a great place to be, and I'm getting better every day on my way to where I want to go.
And just, he scores twice on Saturday. Just I think he had a career high shots on goal. Like what stood out to you? Like what was he doing? Like what was the wow factor on Saturday, I guess?
Well, I think that he's had a lot of games. I've said this to the media a lot, and you guys might not always believe me. Kulik has been scoring more, but there's been a lot of the last 3 months that I would say Roseanne has been every bit as good, if not better. Always at their age, great play doesn't always translate to the score sheet, right? Just because they're 18, 19 years old, giving up a lot of size and strength and experience against men. And they're not being hidden. They're two of our drivers. So they're getting the other team's top 4 defensemen against them. So I think that Isak, was rewarded on Saturday for a stretch of 2-3 months where he's played really strong hockey. I did challenge them on Saturday morning, both of them. I didn't think they were good enough on Friday. I thought that they had a substandard game and a standard that they've set. Not that we've asked, that they've set a standard that their impact players in the American Hockey League, even at the age they're at, with their skill, their competitiveness, and the habits that they've created, their standard, they didn't meet that standard on Friday. And it wasn't a lashing. It was just a conversation with both of them individually that part of being a go-to guy, and they've earned that, we haven't given that to them, is there's a responsibility with that we needed every night. And I thought they both responded with really strong performances on Saturday.
And lastly, are there updates on Byro, Linus, and Lawrence?
Linus and Lawrence is just sick. And Linus practiced today. Lawrence didn't. But I would expect that not to be an issue for either one of them. Byro is, day to day, maybe week to week, but I'd probably call it more day to day with a lower body. And, he's going through, he skated today on his own with Nick Craven, our strength coach. So he's close, but he's not with the team at this point.